What's up guys, Fierce Technology here. Now that you have your brand new iPhone 10, it's unlike any other iPhone that's been out before, so there's going to be some new things that you can learn about it and you can end up mastering this phone in no time. So let's go into some tips and tricks and I'll show you guys how to make this phone the best iPhone ever. So let's start off with some simple things. First of all, obviously swiping up is your new home button. But keep in mind whenever you're doing anything, for example, you want to move some apps around, like I'll hold this down and we'll move it all around just over here. And how do you actually get out of this? Keep in mind the same way you would always press your home button. So the easiest way is just to swipe up, and it acts like your home button and you can get out of apps. Keep in mind the same way you utilized the home button before, you utilize the same way with the swipe up gesture. Your home button before acted as your double tap button to see your running apps. In this case, you would just swipe up, pause for a second, and you can go through all the running apps that you have. And the easiest way to close all these apps is just to pause and hold for a second, and then just swipe up as you did before to close all of your apps. Keep in mind, if you didn't want to close those apps and you just want to select them, swipe up, pause, go through whichever app it is that you want, and just tap on that app and it will come up. So obviously before you used to use your home button to take a screenshot, but there's no home button to use and you can't swipe up and press your power button to take a screenshot. So how are you going to take a screenshot otherwise? All you do is press the power button and the volume up button. Just a quick snap, just like that, both together at the same time. And then with iOS 11, you've got that new feature now where you can go in and edit and do whatever you want with your screenshot. One other feature that was kind of misinterpreted was to actually wake your phone up. You don't need to double tap on the screen. It's just a single tap which will wake up your phone, and then it will actually scan your face. You can kind of see the blinking dot on my camera, which is the actual face scanner. Now, another thing you see on the bottom, which is really cool, is we've got a flashlight. So let me just wake my screen up again. And if you hold this down almost like a button, it does activate a flashlight on your actual phone. Another cool feature, we'll turn that flashlight off. If you just press that and hard press on your actual phone, you can actually enable your camera as well, which is a cool, fun feature. So it kind of feels like a button. You do have to have 3D touch turned on to access those features though. The next tip I'm going to share with you is how to utilize the full screen mode. Now you do have the bezel-less display on the iPhone 10, so you want to utilize that display. You notice right now in this video there's black bars on the side where the actual display is. Really cool, what you can do is just pinch to zoom, and that actually zooms out and uses your full display. So it's got that edge-to-edge design which you can kind of show off, and you don't really notice this little notch up here after a while. It just looks really cool that you've got that full display utilized. The next tip that I'm going to show you is that in every other previous iPhone, you were able to see the percentage of your battery in the top corner there. But you do see on the new iPhone 10, there is no room to put that battery percentage. So how do you see your exact percentage? It's actually very simple. All you do is just swipe down from where your battery meter is, and it displays the percentage of your battery right there. It's unfortunate that they can't fit it in up there just because there is no room, but at least you do know how to use it. Accessing your battery meter is also the same way to access your control center. So when we pull down and access your control center, everything within here is customizable, as well as it's all accessed through 3D touch. For example, your flashlight, if we hold and 3D touch that, we can actually adjust your flashlight to different levels on how strong that you want it. And everything else within here, for example, your camera, it's also accessible via 3D touch, and you can change if you want to take a selfie, record video, slow-mo, portrait, and all of those features. One last thing in here also is 3D touch your actual brightness display, and that's also a way to turn true tone off or night shift off. That was one feature that I couldn't find at first, but that's how you access it. Now you did hear me mention that the control center is fully customizable. So to customize your control center, just tap on settings and then tap on control center and then customize controls. And from here you can add in all different types of things that you can add to that control center. And again, they're all controlled as well by a 3D touch.
And that's going to show you all the different things you can actually add to your control center such as the screen recording option. So let's just add that real quick. Let's add one more thing. Let's add the alarm Face ID. So if I go to settings, and if I go back to the main home screen, and if I scroll down to where it says security, where we go, Face ID and passcode, let's tap on it, go inside. The iPhone is not going to unlock. So that's what people access to all these features at 1080p. You can also switch those options. In order to change the settings for the video recording capabilities,
one big feature that was mentioned for the iPhone 10 was the fact that the camera now can take 4K video in 60 frames per second, as well as slow-mo at 1080p and 240 frames per second. So to change those settings, you just want to go into your settings again. We'll get out of the control center, and you want to go down to your camera. So your camera, and then from here you can see slow-mo at 720, 240. So I can go in, I can change that to 240 if I want to. And we can go back and we can also change the default recording all the way up to 4K 60 frames per second. Now keep in mind, this is going to take a lot more memory on your phone. So if you don't have the 256 gigabyte version, you may want to keep those down a setting so you don't use up all your memory. Alright guys, we're going to leave it at those very simple tips and tricks. We'll get into some more complicated and more enhanced ones in the next video. If you like this video, throw this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.